Okay. So we are here to be the voice of your dog, or for your dog.
For your dog.
For your dog, absolutely. Yeah. Lots of stuff. Okay, so what is our aim? I think we have lots of aims.
Several thousand aims.
I mean, we came up with lots of words when we thought about what exactly do we want this podcast to do. We want it to polarize,
revolutionise, evolve.
Yes, people's understanding, knowledge of
dogs. Your dog.
Really. But I think at the end of the day, we're not going to limit it necessarily. That's all we're going to talk about, because at the end of it, or at the core of it, we are all dog trainers, both of us. All three of us.
I'm not a dog.
We're all dog trainers. So I think there'll be an element, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I'd like us all to move forward.
Like us?
Yes.
Physically.
Yes, let's move forward.
Hi! Well, there's our faces. We're really close together.
I know, we're a bit squeezy. Okay, so what do we need to think about in an introduction video?
We need to warn people that we will digress. Cautionary,
digress.
We do need to put a content warning on this. There is a content warning, absolutely.
Content warning. We will digress. We guarantee, that's probably our only guarantee in this.
She will digress, and we follow every time.
The quiet one who barely says a word.
Just
okay. All right.
Especially if we mention bees.
Bees?
Oh no bee talk. Okay, that's a whole nother story. Okay.
They found a new bee.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, we saw her in your Facebook. You're like,
I have another caution warning. I will not say that you will not hear swearing. So if you're offended,
did we just
stick
swear?
your fingers. Fuck yeah. So if you just stick your fingers in your ears, no guarantee. I will guarantee there will be swearing at some point.
2 content warnings, probably a third to follow.
Yes. What else will we do? You're Ashley.
I'm Ashley. Hi.
What do you do, Ashley?
I'm a dog trainer.
And what else do you do? Because you've got some real specialties in what you do with your training.
I do. I work with families who are preparing their dogs for the arrival of their babies.
Yay!
And baby makes 4.
Baby makes 4. Such an important topic. Gosh, with, bite histories, or not bite histories, but, dog bite issues with children and family pets and things like that.
Yeah, well, it's more like I try to take it away from that perspective, so it's not just about bite prevention, because the chance of a bite, I mean, with most dogs is generally quite low, but it's about creating the next generation of dog owners.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's like that's you got to start from the bottom up, and everything that a parent does with their dog, their baby's going to be watching right from the point that they can actually focus to that point. So.
It's like the kids that come to our puppy classes, they're the next generation of dog owner.
Yeah, you've got to uplift them and encourage them, and they're like little bulbs that need to blossom.
Little bulbs that need to blossom.
Little bulbs like dandelions.
Very cute.
Are dandelions a bulb?
No.
What are dandelions? Oh no, they're not. I mean
Daffodils.
daffodils.
Daffodils are a bulb. Digression.
I have a horticulture qualification, I promise. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What do you do, Colleen?
Oh my god.
What do you do?
I was going to ask her first.
Well,
No, you're up next.
You put me on the spot. I'm trying to help her out.
Simone's really camera shy, so we're going to try and help her out.
She's making me sweaty. I feel sweaty for you. It's empathetic sweat.
Feel sorry for me. No, in all seriousness. So we do dog training. All of us do dog training, companion dog training, so that's pet owners. What I do, I'm not just a dog trainer. In fact, none of us are just dog trainers. We do so much more than that. I think the word training is just so incomplete. I think we need to come up with a name that's a whole lot more holistic to what we do, because we actually don't train dogs. We train people to train dogs.
Yeah.
And we're like coaches to dogs as well.
We're a dog owner, life coach.
To owners. Yeah.
Life coach for dog owners.
Life coach. Well, I don't know.
So that's something I've been thinking about as well. How do you describe yourself? Because, like you said, it's more than dog training.
Like an elevator pitch.
We're also looking at, like picking up. Oh, okay, I think the dog's actually not moving right, or maybe there's something going on with the diet, or there's something else. It's a lot more of a holistic.
Because it's factors affecting behaviour, which is everything.
Yeah, absolutely, everything. So much affects behaviour, and it's not just a trainable thing to be able to change behaviour. You know, the food, diet, what we feed our dogs, environment. Us as the handlers and the owners.
Weather.
The physical and mental health of a dog. Absolutely affects behaviour. There's just so much that we do. Like, we don't just do puppy classes, we go so far beyond that. We're now moving into, Simone and I both do canine Bowen therapy. We're both doing proprioception qualifications as well, so that's about body balance. It's about body work, looking at how dogs actually move. We all now definitely understand that a lot of behaviour can be affected by pain. Well, essentially, that wasn't quite what I was trying to get out.
But also, I guess, with the behaviour dogs as well, like especially if we're working with the timid or fearful ones, quite often, I don't know about you've seen them on the proprioception, they're actually lacking confidence in their own ability to actually being able to move, and I think that just contributes to them not being able to cope out and about, because if they're worried about their own ability to be able to move themselves out of a situation. And I see that with horses as well, actually. Quite often, if you actually work on that, it doesn't sound like we're actually working on the issue that's being presented, which could be a fearful dog. But just by working on that proprioception, it's giving the dog so much more confidence in their own ability to get out of the situation, and which is just that flow-on effects to...
Absolutely, flow-on effect, absolutely. I think we could probably chat for hours about the dogs that we've worked with and the results that we've seen and the changes that we've made and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, Simone has got some specialties.
Oh, yes. I've forgotten them. Now I've got a mental blank. Horses! Yes, my horses. I also train horses as well, and do with the behaviour modification with them as well as the dogs. And my actual training history is probably different to a lot of people, because I didn't actually start off with a dog. I didn't have a dog growing up. My training history actually started with horses and cattle and sheep and the occasional goat.
You didn't have a dog growing up?
I didn't have a dog growing up.
I didn't know that about you.
No,
I had a cat.
No. So I was training horses and
weird.
I was training horses and farm animals. And how I got my first dog was because one of my horses had ripped his stitches out, and I needed to go and get some ointment from the vet. And my first dog was there, so I left with ointment and a dog.
As you do. I'll take
and then I applied
home.
what I learnt training horses and farm animals, and applied that to my poor dog. I'm very sorry, but I've changed my ways.
I think you're younger than both of us, but I mean, Simone and I both come from that crossover. We used to train the way that we now teach people to not train.
Yes.
So we've definitely evolved from that. We've had the experience of doing that. We've seen what it's done, and we are now training in the realm of positive reinforcement.
Lima? Can we say Lima?
Lima.
I'm more of a Lima person.
I will agree with that. I suppose why I choose positive reinforcement is probably because that's what most people are more familiar with. But
exactly.
If we're talking about Lima, what are we talking about? We're
least intrusive, minimally aversive. Come on, Simone, you could have said that with us. But
but I actually prefer the maximally positive, least intrusive, which is maximally positive, least intrusive.
Yeah, okay.
But most of the associations are Lima.
Lima,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the focus there is on, the environment and making changes before you even think about doing any training. And then if training is required, then it's using the positive reinforcement. That's the first port of call.
So I suppose going back to, what are we doing? So we're
digressing a little bit. No, we weren't digressing, were we?
Not yet. We will. We will. We have come on to already. So we're not necessarily here to talk about dog training necessarily. Although by default we will talk about that. I'm sure there'll probably be a dog or two that's going to pop their head in and do some stuff with them, and you never know what surprise animals and people might crop into what it is that we're going to do. And I think it's a bit of a anything goes at this point in time.
Free for all.
We'd love to hear any thoughts on things that you guys might actually like to hear us talk about. And we'll come up with some really interesting stuff. And you want to say something then?
I was just going to say, send us your questions and comments and thoughts. And
let's make it relevant to, some stuff that might be going on for you guys.
And your dog.
And your dog. Your dog. That's right. Because what are we?
We're dog trainers. What? What are we?
It's written on the piece of paper here.
Oh, what is it?
Because we are going to be the voice for
your dog.
Your dog.
We're new at this, guys. Should we try that again? And then reward ourselves for it? How can we?
If you get it right, I can see we're in desperate need of some chocolate for the positive reinforcing side of things.
Yep, little ones,
yeah,
little bits. But I work for verbal reinforcement, so it's okay.
Well, do you?
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes. I love you guys.
Okay. We done?
Yes.
I think we're
Can
done.
we stop it now?
We
you
are
hit
the
that
voice
big
for your
red-
dog. Oh, this
I
one?
want to run away
Bye.
from the camera. Bye.
Simone did amazing. You did so good, Simone.